Hi everyone, welcome to Little Miss Sunshine Yoga. I'm so grateful to have you here on the mat and thank you for allowing me to guide you through this practice. So we're going to begin started laying on our backs nice and long with the arms down at our sides. And in this nice grounding posture, let's just give ourselves an opportunity to settle into this moment that you've carved out for yourself today. Place the hands at the center of the body and start to feel the sensations of the breath. As you inhale, repeat the mantra, I am inhaling. And as you release the breath, repeat, I am exhaling. Notice the spaces in which you are sending the breath to the body and see if we can bring it in a little bit further. Start to bring loving awareness into the spaces in your body that are feeling tight or tense or heavy. And we're going to use our breath throughout our practice as a powerful tool to begin to soften these spaces. So we bring our awareness there. Breathe in, breathe out, and see if you can settle a little bit further. In this moment, give yourself a loving reminder that you are exactly where you need to be. On the inhale, big full body stretch, we're going to reach the fingertips up high. Exhale, surrender the hands down to the sides. Take that 2 more times, lifting, lengthening, and letting it go. And as we place the hands down, let's inhale, bring the knees into the heart space. We're going to wrap the hands around, tuck the knees into the chest, and start to rock the low back from right to left. Gentle low back massage here. Start to ground the shoulders. Big breath into the center of the body. And we're going to send the left leg out nice and long. Tuck the right knee in and start to rotate the ankle into some circles over towards the right. And to the opposite side over towards the left, bringing some awareness into the feet. On the next breath, let's start to bring the right knee into the right underarm. And then on the exhale, we're going to bring it across the body. So just finding a flow by inhaling out, exhaling back in. We're starting to bring awareness into the hip flexor. And then let's begin to hold it. Pull the right knee in, making sure that the left glute remains grounded. If we feel it lift, place the left hand down and feel yourself settle. When you're ready, slowly begin to breathe the right knee across the body. Stretch the right fingertips out. We're coming into a supine twist. Extend the top leg out and start to walk the fingertips behind the thigh, the calf. Maybe we can even reach for the toes. Just meet your body where you are and then just begin to settle with the breath. And then inhale, we're going to take that bend, pull it back into the center. Left knee follows, tuck it in. And then let's take it to the opposite side. Place the right foot down with the toes flexed. We're going to take the left ankle, slowly begin to rotate it over towards the right. And then we'll take it to the opposite side. Tuck the left knee in, inhale it out, exhale across the body, bringing movement into your opposite hip flexor. Starting to notice the differences between your left side body and your right side body. Where can you start to send some extra love? Inhale the left knee into the left underarm, place the right glute down if you feel it lift. Big breath here. And then exhale, release the knee over to the opposite side, stretching left fingertips out and over. The gaze can stay up towards the sky, or if it's comfortable for your neck, look past your fingertips. And wherever your mind is at the moment, let's try our best to come back here to the mat. Notice what it feels like to be here in this moment that you've carved out for yourself. And then on the next breath, we're going to pull the left knee back into the heart, right knee comes back to follow. Scoop it in, and then place both feet down with the knees lifted. Place the palms down at your sides and begin to lift the hip flexors up high for bridge pose. On the exhale, settle the low back down. Inhale, press it up. Exhale, settle it down. Inhale, press the hip flexors up high, and we're going to hold it here. Interlace the fingers at the low back. Shimmy the shoulders underneath for some extra added support. And start to use your glutes and thighs to start to lift you up towards the sky. Settle here with the breath, grounding at all four corners of the foot. And then we'll breathe it up. Exhale, settle it back down. Let's scoop the knees into the heart. Rock it from side to side. And then slowly we're going to rock it forward and back. Reverse the motion until we're ready to come up into a seat. Place the fingertips down, come onto the knees for tabletop pose. Once we arrive, let's shake out the tension from the hips by swaying the hips from right to left. And then reversing the motion by inhaling forward, exhaling, sending the seat back and down. On the inhale up, tuck the shoulders back, lift the gaze up towards the sky. Exhale, we're softening the body. One more time here. And then let's breathe the seat back down to the heels for child's pose. Inhale, we're going to press it back up into tabletop and bring it into cat-cow. Inhale, we're going to lift the gaze up and high. Exhale, begin to round the spine. And at the pace of your own breath, let's begin to find this movement, breathing all the way from the top of the head down the length of your spine. Finding that opening and noticing where we can begin to release tension. Next, inhale, we're going to start to bring our left knee up and high into some circles over to the side. So continuing to activate the opening in the hip flexor. And then we're slowly going to place the left knee behind the right knee. Pivot the foot out to the outer edge of your mat and send the hips back and down for a forward fold. Take a few breaths here. And then inhale, send it back up, neutral tabletop. Sway those hips out from right to left once more. And then bring it back to center. We'll take it to the opposite side, inhaling the right knee out and over to the side, making those circles. And then slowly placing the right knee behind the left, send the seat back and down as we pivot both feet to the outer edges of the mat. If you have a pillow or a block at home and you'd like to place it underneath the hips for some extra added support, feel free to find the variation that feels best for your body. And then we'll inhale it back up, tabletop pose, sway those hips out from right to left. And then we're going to tuck the toes, bring the knees nice and wide, send it back into a wide-legged child's pose. Connect the third eye down to the mat, place the fingertips together, and we're going to place both hands behind the head. Just give yourself an opportunity to ground back to the mat. Inhale in. Exhale out. Let's place the fingertips down, send the seat up and high for our first downward facing dog of the practice. Let's start to take a bend into both knees, breathing into the right side, exhaling and breathing into the left side. Sending loving breath into the backs of both of our legs, starting at the thighs, the calves, and into the heels. Settle it back down. Inhale, breathe the right leg up high for three-legged dog. We're going to take a bend into the right knee, place the foot in between the hands as best as we can, then breathe the fingertips up high for a warrior one on the right side. Let's find a flow by inhaling, straightening the front leg. Exhale, sinking the hips down. Inhale, rise. Exhale, release. One more time. and begin to settle here. Drop the shoulders. And then we're going to bring the fingertips behind the low back. Interlace the fingers. On the next exhale, start to lower the top body down for a humble warrior. We're going to bring the top body into the inside of the thigh. Try our best to reach that left hip forward. Settle here. And then inhale, reach the fingertips back up towards the sky for warrior one. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, hinging at the hips, we're going to lower ourselves down for pyramid pose. You're going to start to shift the hips forward, let the top body be nice and heavy. Take a breath here. And then we're taking a bend into that front knee. Drop the left leg back and down and heel toe the right foot towards the outer edge of the left side of your mat. We're going to lower down the knee to prepare for pigeon pose. Now this is a really deep hip flexor opening here, so feel free to grab any pillows, blankets, blocks, place them underneath the right hip for some support. You have the option to stay lifted or lower down onto the forearms, settling down wherever you are, sending loving breath into that right hip, and allowing the other spaces of the body to remain soft. So your fingertips, that left leg out long, the full center of your body, the belly as it rises. Couple more breaths here. And then slowly let's begin to plant all 10 fingertips down, lift the top body up high, lifting the crown. Then we're going to come out of pigeon pose by tucking the right knee back to meet the left knee, swaying the hips out once more from right to left. Tuck the toes, lift the seat, we're back in down dog. Inhale, left leg comes up high for three-legged dog. Exhale, take a bend to the left knee, place the foot in between the hands, and we're rising up for warrior one on the left. Begin to shift both hips forward, sink those shoulders down, and let's find our flow by extending the front leg out long. Exhale, taking a bend to that knee. Inhale high. Exhale lower. Inhale rise. And exhale, hold it here. And then let's interlace the fingers behind the back. Breathe in. Exhale, settle it down for humble warrior. Shifting our right hip forward and settling that top body into the inside of the thigh. With every breath, perhaps we can reach those fingertips up just a little bit higher, kneading the shoulder blades together. And then inhale, reaching the fingertips back up for warrior one. We're going to straighten the front leg, exhale it down for pyramid pose on the left. Shift those toes forward. And then inhale here. Exhale, let it go. Then let's press it forward into low lunge, dropping that back knee. Heel toe the left foot over towards the right and prepare for pigeon pose on the left side. Finding your adjustments, placing any props underneath that left hip, and then option to stay lifted on both hands or surrender down to the forearms to activate the stretch just a little bit further. Wherever you have landed, lowering the head down, coming back to the breath, and most importantly, coming back to this moment. Embracing the present moment is a gift, and it takes the yoga practice to sometimes walk us back there. Let's take a couple more breaths here into that left hip. And then slowly inhale, place the hands down, lift the heart space and the gaze up high. We're going to tuck the right toes, bring the right knee and the left knee back for tabletop pose. Let's shake those hips out from right to left, releasing any tension or kinks that may have gotten caught. We're going to walk it out into puppy pose, keeping the hips lifted and walking the fingertips forward. Drop the third eye down to the mat or the block. If puppy posture is in your practice, you might even want to play around with melting the chin and the heart space down. Let's prepare for Sphinx pose by dropping the belly down and extending the legs out long. Squaring the forearms, we'll place the fingertips forward. Press the floor away and lift the heart space and gaze up towards the sky. Little back bend here. Exhale, lower the forehead down to the forearms. We're going to prepare for a half frog by taking a bend into our right knee, tucking it up to meet our rib cage, flexing those toes and grounding the hips down. Let's come onto the forearms. We'll take a thread the needle variation by placing the left arm underneath the right and sweeping the right arm over. Supine twist with the heart lifted up. Use the weight of gravity to weigh heavy on that right arm. Breathing in. And then exhale. Let's bring it all the way back. Release the arms. Extend the right leg back. Then let's take half frog to the opposite side, bending our left knee, tucking it up to meet our rib cage, flexing those toes, making sure that the hips stay connected to the mat. Big breath into the hips here. Now let's come back onto the forearms for the thread the needle variation, sliding the right arm under, left fingertips come up and over. Let's shift our gaze past those fingers, let the weight of gravity weigh heavy, settle here with the breath. And then inhale, fingertips come back up high. We'll release the right arm out from underneath and we'll grab a hold of the elbows. Let's take a bend to both knees and start to sway them over from right to left. Take one more breath on each side, and then place the feet down. Let's roll onto our backs, full circle moment exactly where we started. Extend the legs out long, inhale, fingertips rise. Exhale, hands down to the sides for a full body stretch. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, pull the knees into the chest, wrap the arms around and start to rock the low back from right to left, falling back into our low back massage. Let's come into happy baby, hands into the outsides of the feet. We're going to start to tuck the knees into both of our underarms as close as we can, keeping the low back grounded. Start to rock from right to left. And as happy baby calls for, close the eyes, give yourself a little smile, a little moment of gratitude for making it out to the mat today. Pull the knees into the heart, hands on the tops of the kneecaps, and we're going to start to massage the hip flexors out and open. Inhaling out, exhaling back to the chest. And then finally, let's place the feet together. Knees come out wide with the palms and the hands at the center of the body. Start to feel the heaviness of the top body connected to the mat, the head, the shoulders, the spine, the low back space. Breathing all the way down into our hips. Breathing down the legs and finally into our feet. Let's extend both legs out long, send the hands down to our sides. And it is here where we end our practice. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you today. The light within me will always and forever honor the light within you. Namaste.